Welcome to practice. I'm Paul, and we are going to do a feel-good deep stretch practice. We're going to open up our hamstring muscles and our external hip rotators. We'll go back and forth between postures, and you won't need any props, but if you're tighter in your hamstrings, you might want to have a block or two and even a belt nearby, but they're not necessary. It's a Hatha yoga style practice, which means we'll do longer holds. We won't be flowing. There won't be vinyasas in this one. We have plenty of those types of classes on the channel, but this one is about deep stretch, feel good. I think you're going to like this one. Let's get started. We'll begin on our back. So lie back, have your knees bent and your feet mat distance apart. So we'll warm up first with supine windshield wipers, taking knees over to the right and then over to the left, to the right and left. So internal and external rotation, a couple more times each side. And this is the kind of practice that you can really see how opening these different compartments through the hips and legs, how they affect each other and help you to enhance your stretches, your awareness. One more time each side. From here, supine figure four. We'll go left ankle up just above the right knee to begin with. Now, for some of us, if you're tighter in the hips, you could keep right foot on the floor and with your left hand, press your left knee open. If it's available, you can lift right foot off the floor and clasp fingers around the right shin or the back of the right thigh. Key here is to draw the outer edges of the feet back. Right? A sickled foot, if you're not sure what a sickled foot is, you can look at me. Sickled foot, outer edge of the foot goes forward, and that compromises the integrity of the knee. So outer foot, and do it on both feet, draw back. Just connect to your breath and feel what's here for you right now. And as you pull in with the hands on the right shin or thigh, resist your left knee towards the front of the mat. And even think about your sitting bones moving towards the front of the mat. So you're moving towards a curve in your low back. And let's exhale and release. And we'll switch sides. Right ankle just above the left knee. Find the option that works best for you. Right elbow pressing right thigh forward. Think about your seat tipping towards the front of the mat, even as you pull the right ankle in towards your body. Right, so you're holding your left leg, but you're trying to draw the right foot in. Outer edges of the feet draw back. No sickle. Relax your face. Exhale and release. All right, come up to standing. You can roll, or you could turn to your side and come up to a standing forward fold. Let's go feet hip bone distance apart. And we'll bow forward, coming into a hamstring stretch. Fingertips can come to the floor, to the ankles. This is where a block could be useful. If you're tighter, you could always bend your knees and lift your seat more. Let's feel what's here in the hamstrings as we open our practice, our first dedicated hamstring pose. I like to lift and spread the toes to help lift the arches of the feet and also to create engagement and strength through the muscles of the legs. Right? Stabilizing force, a balance of effort and strength with flow and ease. With your inhale, half forward fold, lengthen. Come higher on fingertips or hands to ankles or shins. Exhale and fold. Inhaling again. Exhale and bow. Now we're going to go 3 times back and forth between a squat where you can lift your heels or keep the heels down if that works for you. And we'll go back up to this standing forward fold. Take a breath in. Exhale, come into a squat. Inhale, stretch your legs straight, forward fold. Exhale and squat. Inhale, straight legs. One more. Inhale to straight legs. Exhale, come into a squat. Have a seat. Let's move on to seated figure 4. Left ankle crossing just above the right knee. Now, the more you walk your right foot in and the more you walk your hands in, my foot went right off my leg, the more intense the stretch will be. And here we come back to that sickled foot idea. No sickle. Here's a sickle, and here's a without sickle. No sickle. And then lift up through your chest, draw your shoulders back. And the more you press your heart forward and press your knee forward, the more you intensify the opening here. Just relax your face. If you need to less opening, right, walk it all further out and still resist your knee forward. Lifting up through the heart. Soften your jaw. Release all the tension from your face, through your neck, all the tension from your day. These types of poses are so good for releasing stress from daily life. The more you can dive in and be really present with your breath and the sensations that are arising, right, the more you'll feel like you're in this state of flow. Let's jump switch the legs. So right ankle on top. Not technically a jump switch. Right ankle, but you get my drift. Right ankle just above the left knee. Activate your foot. Draw the outer foot back. Resist the right knee forward. Let's protect the knee. Toes are active. Try to lift and lengthen through your spine. Lift and lengthen out of the waistline. One more breath. Exhale and release. We'll come to standing. Next hamstring pose is Prasarita, wide leg forward fold. So separate your feet pretty good distance apart. If you were to stretch out your arms, you want roughly your wrists to line up over the ankles. Have your feet parallel. Lift the toes. I like to lift the outer four toes here and lift through the arches of the feet. Hands to your hips. Lengthen out of the waistline and then fold forward, bringing hands to the floor or to a block, or maybe you have a chair nearby if you're really tight here in the hamstring muscle. Crown of the head working towards the floor. To create more action and strength in the legs, press your feet down and without moving them, feel like you're going to draw them towards each other. And that fires up the muscles in the inner thighs, your adductor muscles. It also helps to engage your hamstring muscles. Keep lifting your seat. And if you're really tight in your hamstrings, you could always bend your knees a little bit. I'm walking my hands back towards the wall behind me with hands flat. Just different variation of Prasarita. Find what works best for you today. With your next inhale, lengthen forward, reach your spine, hold. Exhale, hands to hips, draw your shoulders back. Inhale, rise all the way up. Just heel toe your feet in and step your feet in, shake out your leg. All right, from supine to seated, now to standing figure 4. So when we do standing figure 4, it's the same idea. If balance is really difficult for you, you could always bring your hands to a wall space, or you could bring your hands to the floor, a block, or even a chair. Let's stand on the right leg, and we'll go left ankle crossing just above the right knee. Same idea here with the foot, no sickle, outer foot draws back. Let's come more vertical through the upper body, unless you need to bring your hands to the floor. So we're balancing here. And as you activate your left foot, try to resist your left knee towards the ground. Chest lifts up, left knee pressing down. Relax your face And then if you're able to, just fold, bringing hands to the floor. You could even bring right hand into left foot to create some strength here, pressing hand and foot strongly into each other. I find that fires the hip up more quickly and helps to create a deeper stretch. Take one more breath. And then inhale gracefully and slowly rise up and release, shake out your legs. Maybe gracefully, maybe not so much, but the best you can. And what I like to say is the suave, right? Suave department. We want to be as smooth as possible because mostly it's about cultivating grace and movement, awareness, right? The ability to flow in your body. Right ankle just above the left knee. And so much of it, well, for sure, is strength and flexibility, but so much of it is also awareness. Activate the right foot. We're upright at first unless you need to hold on to something or bring hands to floor or block. Breathe. Keep lifting up and out of the waistline. And then if you're able to, let's bring hands to something, floor, block, maybe a chair. And stay like this, or take your left hand into your right foot, hand and foot pressing into each other. One more breath. And inhale, slowly, gracefully rise up and shake it out. Get back to hamstring. Pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana. So right foot forward, left toes point towards the front left corner of the mat. Now you have the option, hands to the floor, hands to blocks. You could clasp or grab opposite elbows behind the back if you'd like, or even go into a reverse prayer position. This is a more advanced position, especially with shoulder opening and balance. So just find what works best for you. Hands to floor is a great option, or blocks. Right hip tacks back, lift up and out of the waistline, and then fold over the right leg. See what's here for you. Press especially through the big toe mound in the inner heel, so the inner front foot. You want to feel like your outer right shin is hugging in towards the midline. The right hip draws back. Stay with the breath. Notice the quality, the depth of your breath right now. Your attention, your ability to stay focused on the breath. Inhale and rise up, and we'll switch legs and just step left foot forward, right foot back. And then exhale and bow. I'm going to bring hands to floor now. So you can always switch to another position, arm position. Press through the inner feet, especially big toe mound and inner heel of the front foot. So outer left shin presses in towards the midline. Scissor the right hip forward and the left hip back. Breathe. One more deep breath. From here, downward facing dog. Step back. We'll go into a figure four dog pose. Bend the right knee and cross left ankle just above the right knee. Press your hips up and back as you ground through the arms. Press the floor away. And just think the same shape, right? All these figure fours as we take it forward now, left leg, Pigeon, aka pigeon prep. So left knee is wider than the left hip. Maybe draw your left foot forward more. If it's too much stretch in the hip, you could always pull your foot back, but we are trying to maintain level hips. We're not trying to sit on the left buttock. From here, bow forward, bringing forearms to the floor. You could also bring your elbows to a block, or if necessary, you could also stay upright. Just breathing here. Feel the stretch and active foot. No sickle to the left foot. Right hip forward, left hip back. So you're scissoring the hips to create tone and this energy that draws in towards the midline. Inhale, slowly rise up, and we'll go back to downward dog. This time, figure 4, right leg on top, right ankle just above the left knee. Bend the left knee. Activate the right foot as you flex the toes. Press the right knee towards the back of the mat. Stretch through your arms. Right leg forward. Pigeon. I know it in lots of languages, but Italian is always my favorite. So on the outer right foot, although technically Italian is Pigeon. Left hip forward, right hip back. So scissor the hips. You're bowing forward, elbows down, perhaps. I'm going to feel like a little beach ball under your belly, so you're not sagging down, but actually lifting up into your low back. Maintain the action with the hips. Right? Left hip forward, right hip back. If you're bowing forward, inhale and lift. Just pull the right foot back, sit on the right buttock, and swing the left leg forward. We're going to come and do Janu Savasana. Right leg straight. Another hamstring stretch. So extend the right leg out, pull the left foot in. And you're trying to bring the heel to the center of the groin and even the heel towards the left thigh. If this is too difficult for you, you could always have your foot further forward. If you want to sit on a blanket to help tip your pelvis forward, it's a great option. And this is where a belt could come in handy. Maybe use a belt around your foot. So we're turning in the direction of the right thigh, walking the hands out and folding. Left hand reaches for the foot, the outer shin, or a belt. I have my right hand to the outside of the right leg to help turn the belly over the thigh more. So it's a twist as well. And the left foot, same principle applies here. Flex your toes, draw the outer foot back to help stabilize the knee. Just feel your energy getting quiet, grounding. One more breath. Inhale and rise. And we'll switch legs. Left leg extends, right foot, pull it back. And spin your thighs in and widen your seat. And that's going to help you to tip your pelvis forward and turn in the direction of the left thigh. And we'll fold right hand reaching for the foot or a belt or the outer shin. Just notice the depth, the quality of your breath. One more full breath. Inhale, rise up. Let's come back for Savasana. So it's a short and sweet practice getting into the hot spots, hamstrings, outer hips. You can come into happy baby. And then stretch out. Never skip Savasana. And especially notice on a day like today, a practice like today's, how your energy feels when you leave the mat. Do you feel quiet and grounded, calm and centered? These are powerful poses. I hope that it really takes your day to the next level. Just you feel greater contentment, ease, equanimity. And I'll leave you here in Shavasana. Please stay a while if you can. Thank you so much for practicing with me. It's always a pleasure and an honor to be on the mat with you. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Never miss one of the 3 classes we add each week. Leave your comments. Let us know how you're enjoying classes. And we'll catch you on the mat again real soon. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.